Punch the sky, Spaceman Joe. Yeah.
I tipped up our air conditioner today for the first time, which is what it was supposed to be doing the whole time.
Oh.
And it started draining, and that's where that smell was coming from.
Nice. Nice. Well, that's not the news we're talking about today. Us fixing our ACs and stuff.
Yeah.
On Werewolf Radar's Paranormal News, I have a recent confession from a UFO experiencer who has been visited by creatures with red eyes and glowing orbs. And they're claiming that NASA and the CIA are studying them.
Is this someone who listens to the podcast, or can I be mean to them?
You shouldn't be mean no matter what, Jordan.
Well, I mean, can I give them some frank advice?
Yes.
Go to the doctor. And if the doctor gives you meds and these things go away, then that's probably what it was. If the doctor gives you meds and these things don't go away, keep talking. Keep talking.
Before we go too far, let's introduce ourselves. I'm Roger.
Hello, Roger.
That was Jordan.
I'm Jordan.
Hi, Roger. I'm Nate.
And that's Nate. We've all met each other for the first time, and we are going to talk about some UFO experiencer news that just came out. Before we do that, of course, give us a 5-star review wherever you can. Best way to help the podcast. And now let's learn about this North Carolina man who claims to be visited by glowing orbs every night of his life. And he had his first encounter in 2007 while a encounter with aliens on a fishing trip at Cape Fear in 2007.
That's where it would happen.
This is by Stacy Liberatore for dailymail.com or dailymail.co.uk.
Well, I'm going to hit the orbs will be waiting for me.
A North Carolina man who was on the verge of giving up on life called out to the heavens for help and received a response from what he believes was the third kind, that reference to Jaws 3.
Sure. And also, if this is the only thing that's giving him a meaning to live, then I fully support it.
Right.
Until it turns violent, which it almost certainly will.
So former construction mogul Christopher Bledsoe, who happens to be 62, told dailymail.com that in 2007 he was nearly penniless after losing his business and ventured out into the dark woods around Cape Fear Lake with thoughts of ending his life.
Oh boy.
I got within 40 feet of the top.
He's not suicidal. He's desperate.
Okay.
He's just thinking about it. I got within 40 feet at the top of the hill and cried out, "Whoever's up there, help me." And I never expected to see what I saw.
Whoa.
Hovering above 150 feet off the ground were two orbs glowing a blood red tangerine color.
Whoa.
Bledsoe said these orbs have since appeared over his home every night. And while he is reluctant to call them aliens, he is adamant they are not from this world.
Maybe they're angels.
Angels could be interdimensional beings.
Alien angels.
He claims to have captured footage of these orbs, and his stories, while they might seem fantastical, have caught the attention of NASA, as well as the Central Intelligence Agency and the Department of Defense.
Have you checked out the footage?
I have.
Nice.
Would you like to see it?
I would love to see
Go
the
to our YouTube. Here's one of the photos right now.
Oh, look at that. That's an orb. That's a tangerine orb. If I've ever seen one.
This image is from Beyond Skinwalker Ranch.
Ah.
So it was even shown on History Channel, showing the good histories.
Sure. That good shit.
The good shit. There we go. Now I can see it again. Bledsoe is also featured. I already said all that. My bad. He told Daily Mail NASA investigated his accounts in 2008 and continued to study him for 8 years after, ending in 2016.
Are they studying
for unknown
him,
reasons?
or are they studying the orbs that are appearing nightly over his home?
He does not go into it. I'm reading on. Bledsoe said
I feel like he's not the special part here.
Right. So thinking a little too highly of himself, perhaps here.
But Bledsoe did say that the American Space Agency did their homework and spoke with people in his community about him. He also participated in studies with metals not of this world.
Whoa.
Tim the Toolman Taylor, a NASA veteran, that's his real name. I assumed his middle name was the Toolman. Tim Taylor, who was a NASA veteran. It would be great though if
that was his job at NASA, was he's the guy that brings the tools around.
Right. Like everyone has to go through him. He's the requisition officer. They call him the Toolman. I need a flanger.
Yeah. I need a class V9 plasma torch that I could use in outer space right now.
So he placed, Tim Taylor placed a medal in my hand that came 50 million light years away.
Oh boy.
He continues, Bledsoe continues. They were looking for a reaction, and I had one of the only ones I have ever. Let me say that again. They were looking for a reaction, and I had one of the only ones they had ever seen.
One of the only reactions they'd ever seen?
Taylor said
usually
he's never
it's just
seen
the joy of a
like
child who can't believe what he's holding in his hands.
Yeah.
Bledsoe has never wavered in his story, but research has shown that visual hallucinations can occur due to neurological, and psychiatric disorders. I can almost pronounce words, including toxic disturbances, drug withdrawal syndromes, focal central nervous system lesions, migraine headaches. That has to be a bad headache.
That's got to be pretty bad.
Blindness, schizophrenia, and psychotic mood disorders. So he's familiar and so far from what this article says, does not have any of these, but they can occur.
Oh, but he self-diagnosed. He was like, I checked myself for the cuckoo crazies and I don't have them.
He has not gone to the doctor for that, more than likely. He has not been diagnosed with it, but I doubt he has gone to diagnose or just check out on those symptoms.
In fact, I asked my doctor and he confirmed that I am rubber and you are glue.
Yeah. In North Carolina in 2022, there were a number of UFO sightings, dozens in fact. That were the same as what Bledsoe had experienced, glowing orbs in the air. Physicist Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, director of the Pentagon's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, or AARO from now on. Also revealed this month that unidentified metallic orb UFOs have been spotted all over the world. We did a news episode on it. In fact, check it out on the episode list, werewolfradar.com. Also, the book Phenomena by Los Angeles Times reporter Annie Jacobson features an interview with former CIA neuroscientist Dr. Christopher Kit Green. That is his nickname. He goes by Kit.
Also, the movie Phenomenon with John Travolta. Just check it out.
He made those glasses spin.
I can't change the world. Remember?
Now, Kit Green was commissioned around 2010 by a secret $22 million defense program monitoring UFOs to write a paper on injuries from close encounters with craft and glowing orbs. Kind of fun side notes there. Let's go back to Bledsoe, though. Bledsoe's accounts shared in the book UFO of God. The foreword is also written by CIA member Jim Simavon. So the point of all this is that around all of his experiences, there are a number of CIA officials who have done research or published things or written forewords in books that his accounts take place in.
I mean, that is interesting. That's interesting stuff.
Chris.
Yeah, that's weird that flap in North Carolina of similar orbs is so prevalent.
It's very weird. Bledsoe's life-changing experiences truly began in September 11, 2001.
Okay, when he surfed down the second tower, riding a slab of concrete.
Yes, and we all danced on rooftops. To Jordan's bass line there. At the time, he was a commercial builder for Fort Bragg, developing new homes for military families on the bases. He had 72 houses under construction, and then suddenly Fort Bragg was shut down. They went off to war, and no houses were selling. This is the start of his down period. So he was successful, and then by the sheer happenstance of a god we don't believe in, took it all away from him because of the war.
The war.
Still doesn't don't we usually just buy all that shit no matter what?
I don't know, truly.
You think the government would step in and be like, I'll buy it?
I think what happened here is they weren't built, but he was contracted to build it. Then the contract gets removed because of wartime emergency things where they can just cancel stuff to be like, no, we're not doing this. We're going to put money towards building tanks, and you don't build tanks. So he still had this overhead.
I built a tank last week. It's in the yard. Come on, I'll show you the tank. It felt terrible.
So now we go into 6 years of just losing money, trying to do well, $80,000 a month, overhead interest, like just capitalism, pounding them and pounding them hard.
Sure. And he liked it. No, he didn't.
No, not this time. He's not the one doing the pounding.
Right.
He's a cranky power top.
Yeah.
Bledsoe's father gave him a construction job, and the crew working with him asked him to go fishing one day, January 8th, 2007 at Cape Fear.
Come on, one day. What could go wrong?
He took the 3 men and his son, Chris Jr., who was 17, to the river and went into the forest to get away because of his struggles. I was 46 at the time, and I could not even buy my children lunch. That's how bad it was. I lost everything.
Jeez.
When I got up within 40 feet of that hill, the first thing I noticed was what looked like the setting sun. But then I saw 2 of these things.
I'm going to say, if you're a penniless individual, maybe the first thing you shouldn't be thinking about is a camping trip out at Cape Fear.
It's really
get an application, bro.
It's really funny to me that, like, to imagine like this guy walking out in the woods and having this kind of existential crisis, and there just happened to be like 2 aliens in like cloaking mode, right, like hovering above him. And he calls out and he's like, whoever's up there, you better help me. And they're like, well, fuck, he sees us.
It's 2 alien teens just trying to have some, hanky panky on the backwoods planet.
It very much is that. Many episodes of Star Trek And the prime directive to where like the alien or the alien species they're exploring sees one of them, and then the stealth fails, and now they see all of them.
And we got to help them.
And now they got a hostage
leave them
situation.
there, Todd. Dude, my dad will kill us.
If he goes back to that camp, he's going to tell everyone about us, and they're going to think he's nuts. And then some of them are going to worship him as a messiah, setting back their civilization 1,000 years.
We can't do that. Not again. Not like this.
He knew that this wasn't the military or weird atmospheric phenomena, like where you can sometimes get a double sun on the horizon.
Mm-hmm. The old
this was
sun.
Literally just right above him. He said fear set in. He ran down the hill and he looked back, and another ball of fire was directly above him, like it was following him.
Oh boy.
Then there was a second one that appeared very quickly. And then there was a third one that was as big as a house.
Yikes.
He managed to escape.
It's a lot of fireballs.
He kept running, returned to the fishing hole. He had learned that he was gone all night, although all of this just felt like 20 minutes for him.
Sure. That's how those things go down. Missing time.
His son was missing from the group, and he went back into the woods looking for him. I heard the rustle of leaves. He came up weeping, Bledsoe said with tears, as recalled seeing the fear in his son's eyes. He said, "Where have you been, Daddy? Why did you leave me?
Why did you leave me, Daddy?"
Then the child says, "These creatures, there were two of them with red eyes, and I saw orbs and balls of light."
Oh boy.
So it was the son who saw the creatures.
The son saw the truth.
So this is a multi-generational, two people seeing weird UFO events at the same time.
Father, I was visited by the aliens. They told me that the construction business is going to be fine.
He kept this a secret. Him and his son just kept this a secret, telling each other that over, I don't know, morning whiskey and cereal. You saw what I saw, right?
Pour it over some Lucky Charms. Now that's a St. Patrick's Day.
All that changed, however, when he was visited by a being that told him he was not going at this alone in 2012.
Oh.
A woman was glowing with a white dress, the most beautiful thing I had ever seen.
Whoa.
And she was floating 3 feet off the ground.
This is the lady who gives Dan Aykroyd a ghost BJ.
I was about to say the same fucking thing.
Yeah, because
She
it was a
looked at
formative
me.
period for all of us.
She looked at me and said, "Why? I know why I am here. If you do this, I will always be with you and help you. I will help you with witnesses." Immediately, I could share it with my parents and the U.S. government. Those are the two people I think of first. I want to tell my mom and dad, and then the U.S. government.
And then I'm going to go talk to Dark Brandon about this.
They say they're also probably the most studied person in the world right now. I don't know. There's a number of bubble boys that are definitely being researched a lot.
Boy, he's going to get some internet heat from the Bubble Boy squad.
Now, he has captured 2,000 videos of flying orbs over his home within the last 2 years. I would double check some of that. It sounds like you might be capturing, what are they called? Lighting bugs.
Yeah, you might be or maybe two of them are the same orb, just repeats.
Which is still phenomenal now that I think about it. If
Pretty
the
good.
orb returns, that's still pretty cool.
Pretty good. I mean, I guess.
As we talked, he was featured on History Channel. He does say that he is no longer a religious person.
Oh,
This took away his religion.
oh boy.
He's
I
still
feel
a
like it
spiritual
replaced
person,
it.
but he no longer is the faithful person they used to be.
I'm buying more and more into this as this guy explains his story.
The North Carolina resident said that his brain was analyzed by NASA and scientists at the Monroe Institute.
And then they never gave it back. So he's trying to get that back.
So people are studying his brain. Supposedly, I don't have corroborating evidence that the Monroe Institute, famous for their human consciousness studies, are researching his brain. And it seems like that's something NASA doesn't really do.
Yeah, I think that would.
I don't know if they're more. Yeah.
I'm sure they
Neurology
do a
doesn't
little
seem
bit
to
of brain
be-
study to see like how the G forces are going to affect you.
Yeah, they're not NASBA, National Air, Space, and Brain Association.
But that's the news. A very exciting UFO encounter
And what news it is.
lifestyle just came out via dailymail.co.uk.
Oh, I thought that was the name of the publication, UFO Encounter and Lifestyle.
I am kind of skeptical that there's not, a shit ton of video available at the Daily Mail, given that he has over 2,000 videos to offer.
Right.
I think these are situations to where he keeps it for himself.
Fair enough.
Or
the
Daily Mail just doesn't want to.
He's gotta make-
It's going to make all those other videos so much more. He needs money.
Yeah.
He could be selling these things.
People are too precious with these things. You got to
Here's
get
what
it
you
out
do.
there. You got to make it dance a little bit.
Paranormal preparedness from the news team. You get yourself a YouTube. You make a glowing orb supercut. Put I don't know, a reversed version of the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse theme song over that. You got yourself
Right.
2 billion views.
I like it.
Yeah.
And then you got that sweet YouTube money coming in.
Hell yeah. And you know that YouTube money, those kids are millionaires out there.
Those kids are millionaires.
What are they doing with it? Nothing. That's what.
They're buying their parents' homes and kicking their parents out. It's a Disney movie.
Speaking
Kicking their
of
parents' asses.
The Parent Trap 3.
Speaking of such
The trap
things,
is refinancing.
that's the news. You've been listening. We've been Roger Jordan and Cabals, Nate Balding.
Various cabals.
Yeah.
If you like what we do here, please give us a 5-star review wherever you can, wherever you're listening to this to. It really helps others find the show, helps us grow as a
And
paranormal
again,
community.
If you don't like what we do, also give us 5 stars. At least people will know what you're talking about.
Yes.
They'll be like, oh yeah, I've heard of them. They've been suggested by my algorithm. I also hate them.
5-star hate. 5-star love, 5-star hate. We need 5 stars.
Just give us the stars, damn it.
Also, thank you everyone who has. I took a look at our ratings and reviews, and we have more than ever. So thank you all for doing that.
Can we have less? Or I feel like
I don't think we can take them down. I think it only grows. I think our power only grows, Nate. I don't think our power lessens.
All right, excellent. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. No, I think we're doing good. Also, check out our YouTube. We're almost to 1,000 subscribers on that.
Yeah, baby.
Our video numbers are growing, which
Keep
is
them
great
coming.
to see. Thank you. I'm guessing you
working
all
on a
like the
new
weird
video
thumbnails I'm making. New video.
Our Only Fangs. That's where you get to see our fangs.
That's what we call our YouTube page, our Only Fangs.
That's right. If we hit 1,000
Twitch.tv
people,
/Werewolf Radar.
I
we
quite
will
often
post glowing balls.
we will post hole on main. Our mouth hole, which with fangs around it.
That is our 1,000 subscriber promise. We're gonna post glowing balls and fang. All right. We'll figure that out.
We'll figure out what that means.
We'll figure that out. That's for when we get to 1,000 subscribers. Twitch.tv /werewolf_radar, where you can see me playing Yakuza like a dragon. I just found the kink shop. So now I have kink shop weapons.
Got that kink shop money coming in.
Yep, I got kink shop money coming in. We also have a Patreon. If you want to provide us with enough money so we can buy our parents' houses and kick them out,
get out.
Patreon's the best way to do that. You can give us a financial donation, help grow the radar, help us become true podcasters like we can be. And you get cool merch. You get designs by Jordan, fiction from me. I'm finally working on a nice idea that I want to throw into that oral history of paranormal stuff.
Ooh.
And then Nate, of course, curates an exclusive episode that only Dark Council members get.
The Grave Nugget.
Patreon.com/Werewolf Radar.
And if the name for the Grave Nugget feels a little first thought, that's because it is the first thing we said in the first one.
Listen, you're a first thought listener. We're a first thought podcast, and that's why we work together.
It's kismet, Sadie.
It's great.
What else is there? I think that's really it. Have a good day.
Have a good day. You know what? For a change, have a good day.
Have a good day, okay? And while you're having a good day, tell people our not secret sign-off line that news people are interested in. On the count of 3, from 1, Dylan Gutierrez, Dark Council member extraordinaire. 1, 2, 3. Suspect the boy, Spaceman. Whomever.
Conspiracies are true.